I knew that like I'm weak and I have a disease and that I'm not like all the other kids in my school. That right there, like that's where that first fear of like, I might die. Like I might die anytime.
In partnership with Unlikely Collaborators, we've designed perception box questions for communities with shared experiences to help broaden self-acceptance and deepen self-understanding. This group of people with disabilities was asked the following perception box question. In moments of deep solitude, what major concerns or questions tend to dominate your thoughts? These are their answers. This is Circle of Secrets.
I am afraid to live alone.
Now, if this is your secret and you'd like to step forward and share your story, you may do so on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I am afraid to live alone by myself. I, for one, want to live on my own, but it's scary because of all the things you have to do as an adult. How to cook, how to take care of yourself when there's a fire. And that's not easy for me to do on my own. And I like to have my parents around. I like to have people around me to help me out. And I want to show them that I have independence. But at the same time, how do I learn to do these things on my own?
Now, if anyone shares this secret with Matt, you may come forward on 3. 1, 2, 3. You may turn around.
I'm very like blessed that I live with my parents and they, take care of me. I can't live alone. Like physically, I need assistance. If I even were to want to, or even like being put in that situation, God forbid, like I don't know how I would survive because like I need help with simple tasks like cooking, cleaning, getting ready.
Mine is more of an internal struggle. Sometimes my episodes can cause me to go to the extreme where I'm going through suicidal ideation. And so my doctors recommend that I don't live alone because of just the fear of that one day I may not be able to get out of my own head. And so living alone is something that I'm very scared of.
My disability is hard to maintain any kind of job.
Yes, that's my secret. Typically when I'm manic, everybody loves me when I'm manic, even my jobs. But when I'm on my depressed state, it keeps me from leaving the house. I have crying spells. Sometimes it leads me into suicidal ideation. And oftentimes, if I disclose to my job, people tend to look at me more of a liability. I'm fearful of even sharing my condition to people because I have before, and I start to see the phone stop ringing. I tend to see the text messages stop coming. The job starts micromanaging me. And so oftentimes my condition has left me in a place of isolation where I'm the only one that knows my secret. Oh, wow.
Liability is a huge thing. Someone looks at me during a job interview and they see a lot of issues, and because my health is so unpredictable, people just aren't interested in hiring me because it's just too much for them. They're not going to get the employee that they want.
They mix your disability a lot with being like unreliable and like an untrustworthy like employee. Like if I call them like, hey, I have to take a couple days off of work, or hey, I actually can't make it today, it comes off that I'm an unreliable employee. And I've been told that by a lot of managers. And it's like, sorry that I'm irresponsible for having a disability.
Sorry, my body's broken.
Exactly. I remember my boss, he pulled me to the corner and was like, hey, like, what's wrong? Like, why do you keep making these mistakes? And I'm like, well, to be honest with you, like, I wasn't sure if I could share about this, but I have a disability. And he's like, oh my God, like, I had no idea. Like, if I would have known, I would have been less harsher on you. And I'm like,
You should not be harsh, period.
Yeah,
you should not be harsh, period.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, I do have a physical disability,
Yeah.
and so like, I need help with like some things physically. But when I have the things at my disposal, I could like perform, and I could do all these things. But then even take that under consideration, or even want to even consider that of like, well, since he needs extra help, then like, it's not even worth it.
Sometimes I wish the accident that disabled me ended my life.
On January 1st, 2015, I was in a hit and run snowboarding accident that would have killed me if I wasn't wearing my helmet. It took me 8 years to get my diagnosis, and because it is so rare, there is no treatment. And so my life will continue to deteriorate. And living with it is very hard. Having to feel all the rejection and having insurance deny the things that might help me is hard.
And you can turn around.
Sorry, I've never met anyone that has felt the same.
I was born with my disability, but I was also injured when I was 13 years old in 2017. I had a regular spinal cord surgery, and in the process, my spine was damaged. And a lot of times it was like, it would be easier if I wasn't here. It's just like, it would be easier. Everything would be solved. But no, you have to keep going.
And you just constantly think of the life you could have had if it hadn't happened.
Exactly, yeah.
Before my accident, I was very athletic. I constantly played sports. The day of my accident, I had actually decided I was going to start homeschooling so I could start skiing competitively. I can't do that anymore after my accident. It's too dangerous. But I was able to find theater, and I was able to teach middle school theater when I was 16. And watching those kids grow was everything to me. And suddenly it made all of that pain worth it to bring those kids up and watch them grow emotionally and socially and just gain that confidence in themselves.
For 2 years, I was very, very depressed after I was no longer able to walk. Until I found like this kitten in my ceiling. Like he gave me something to live for. He gave me something to live for other than myself. And from that point, I was able to go back into Girl Scouts and like be able to participate and like figure out ways to adapt and do different things with my Girl Scout troop. And now I have come back as a leader, and now I'm able to help the girls and inspire them to keep doing more. And I really relate to that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I play up my disability to get fast passes at theme parks.
I know that's right.
Okay, so that was mine. In no way am I like trying to say like my condition and disability isn't serious, but sometimes I'll go and I'll over-explain my condition, and then if I show them, oh yeah, I have a giant scar in the back of my head too, they're like, oh my gosh, so you can't wait in lines? And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait, no. And then I get a fast pass, and it's a win-win, you know?
I haven't been able to try it.
Oh, hey guys.
Okay, so my family, they're like, oh, Precious, we can get in the lines first. Let's go. And I was like, I was very against it. And I was really annoyed that they just wanted to use me for my perks. But eventually, like, those crowds be wildin', and they don't like to look around, and then I don't get trampled and this and that. But, like, at the same time, you know, there's a time and a place for it, you know? It's okay. There ain't nothing wrong with sparingly using perks sometimes.
Okay, so I go with a couple of friends from my shared abilities class, but sometimes it can be scary to wait in line for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So our teacher gives us these fast passes, and we can get in using them. And we go on all the rides. And I feel like that right there is a special treat. It's like Disneyland and all these amusement parks are giving us this special treat to show us that we are the same like other people.
Yeah.
My disability makes me feel like I'm undeserving of love.
So that's mine, and it's not really something that I necessarily talk about or I'm really open about. Obviously, I want to love. I love to love. I want to be loved, but it's just like I struggle with my mental health a lot, along with my physical disabilities. And sometimes when I go into these episodes, I'm not really myself, and it affects the way I am towards those people that I would normally be so kind towards. It could be people that I'm in a romantic relationship with, family members, friends, and I'm not proud of who I am in these moments, and it's just painful. And sometimes I just find myself just thinking that I'm better off just excluding myself from that in life, just so that I can preserve myself and preserve others around me. Dang, got the whole gang here.
For me personally, I feel like loving me comes with a lot of pain as well because my body doesn't work that well. And if you become a part of my life, you're going to be stressed and you're going to worry about the state of my body. And I don't want to hurt other people.
God, did I feel that?
I feel that so much. I have a story. I've always felt like I don't deserve love. I've always felt like my episodes caused me to push people away. And I remember that I was dating this guy. He wanted to get serious about it. And I just got angry and just told him, I was like, no, I don't need to be with you. No, there's a lot going on with me. I don't have time. I can't. And he said, Herbie, stop. I already saw the pills in the cabinet. I already know. Mm-hmm. He said, don't you deserve love? Don't you deserve someone to care about you? Don't you deserve someone to be there for you? You deserve it just like everybody else does. And so there's someone special for you that's designed specifically for what you have. It just takes a little longer. Yeah. That's all it is. It just takes a little longer for us to find that person.
It's okay to take time. It takes time to unlearn all of that. Like, I'm still
working on it.
Yeah, I still work on it.
Sometimes I'll be like, no, you're wrong.
My poor husband, sometimes I'm like, go away, you don't love me anymore. And he's like, just go to bed. We'll talk about this later. Do you want some juice? Like, here's some food. Like,
my own self, my own mind is what becomes my enemy. It becomes that barrier that I put up. You know, like, why do they have to like deal with me hopping around on a little cute, what was supposed to be a cute walk in the park, but now I can't walk because I'm like, my fucking feet are hurting, so now I'm like hopping around, trying to hide it. And so eventually, I just can't hide it, and I had to ask to go home. So now that cute date's over. And then you just start thinking to yourself, like if they were with somebody normal, they wouldn't have to fucking deal with that.
I want to say all of you deserve love so much. And it just makes me so emotional just talking about this because it's just such a deep thing, a deep insecurity that so many of us share and can relate to.
In high school, I was suicidal because my disability made me feel very lonely.
Because of my disability, autism, I may say or do or think something out loud that will be considered questionable to neurotypical students. And because I was so different, and at most of the time, I had a hard time talking about it because I was heavily alone. Why do I feel like I'm there, but I'm like not there? Like I was tired of feeling like Casper the ghost, or people or characters who kept me moving forward from ending my life a lot because I felt their pain. And someone who damn nearly saved my life because of her music is Melanie Martinez. There was some songs that I felt heard from ones of like just struggling when I was in my high school days, and when I just really wanted to die. My parents didn't understand why I wanted to die. My sister didn't want to die. No one didn't get it. And it was only just me, and I just couldn't do it anymore because I was tired of trying to explain something that I didn't ask for. Being autistic is not a choice. So, Melanie, I know you may not watch this video, but thank you for saving my life when no one else believed me.
Yo.
It makes me feel better.
You know, high school, for me, I look back and I don't really recall any good memories of high school. Kids are cruel. They're very cruel. Yeah. Yeah. And I want to be your friend because I understand where you're coming from. But you are loved, you are appreciated, and I don't want you ever to feel like your life is not worth staying here.
Because a lot of days I feel so broken.
The system makes you feel broken.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
That's
Other
why
people make you feel broken.
I still don't know what I really am made for. Sometimes I question, am I really meant to be here, even if I had something?
You are.
Melanie Martinez probably had no idea what she was doing either.
Yeah.
She was just sharing what came from her heart and how she felt.
You make everyone feel very warm and special in this room.
Does anybody here know what they're doing?
No.
Exactly.
No.
So you're not alone in that.
We're all just figuring it out, man.
We're just
Every
winging
day.
it.
Just live, laugh,
Even
love
if
in right
you
now,
think
you
you
know?
Yeah, just wake up and
you
live.
don't.
Thank you guys. It really means a lot. Because there was some days I was just like, why can't I not do it? I just
And I'm so
want the
glad
pain to
you're
be.
still
I'm
here.
so glad you're still here. We all
Yes.
are so glad.
If you ever feel like that, you are valued here. And if you
You're
ever
so
feel
loved.
like you don't feel like your life is worth it, I want you to reach out to me or somebody.
Please,
somebody,
yeah,
a friend
please,
or
please.
something.
Any of us.
Okay?
Yeah, we
'Cause
all
we
will.
never want you to
I will. I get shy about it a lot because I can be very shy about it. But yeah, thanks,
It's a thing
guys.
that a lot of us don't want to admit.
Right.
It takes a lot of bravery
We
to
gonna
say
show you
these
ropes.
things.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you around the ropes. I'm a little bit ghetto.
I have a fear of dying young.
So this fear started when I was in elementary school. I was born with muscular dystrophy, which is my body doesn't produce a certain type of protein. So my muscles, because of that, are extremely weak. You know, growing up, of course, I didn't know all about my condition. But what I did know is that I knew that, like, I'm weak and I have a disease and that I'm not like all the other kids in my school who are, like, sitting next to me in class. So that's where that fear started. And then when I was in third grade, I developed and was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy. That totally, like, just skyrocketed my fear of, like, I'm gonna die. Like, I don't know, I could die anytime. That led me to having, like, really bad panic attacks, you know. But I'm very grateful that, like, my parents, they were able to calm me down. They would be like, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna die. Like, that is not gonna happen. You're gonna be okay. And when I think about it, I mean, they're right. Like, no one knows how long they have, no matter what, no matter if you're the healthiest person alive, no matter whatever struggle you're going through. No one truly knows. Things can happen in an instant. So to bring it back full circle, as of right now, am I afraid of dying young? Honestly, no, I'm not. But I still have that thought is never going to fully go away. It's still always going to be in the back of my head, and because again, like I'm not looking forward to dying, but it's not paralyzing anymore. I don't fear that anymore. I choose to use it again as a vehicle to get me where I want to be and to be the light, rather it than being an obstacle and paralyzing me forever. I kind of like go through the saying like I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But yeah, so that's how I, choose to live my life.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like at a very young age, all the surgeries I had, and just realizing like the things that went wrong after the surgeries is just accepting like, hey, I could die. I could die. Like I just remember like accepting it, and it's just like now I'm like, okay, I could die, but I'm gonna keep doing things. I gotta do something. I gotta keep going. So. Yeah.
Me too. Whenever I got my diagnosis, it was actually on my 20th birthday. And I started reading through, and I discovered it was a progressive degenerative neuromuscular disease. I was absolutely terrified. I know I'm gonna die younger than most people my age. And it paralyzed me for so long, but like you said, it's now become a thought in the back of my head because I know it's something that could happen, but I'd rather focus on living my life and living in the moment and making the memories in case that time does come.
And that's what I've had to learn is like, it's not about the time you have, but it's what you do with the time you're given.
Yep.
Yes.
That is what like
Yes.
drives me and like fuels me to like inspire and to hopefully, make someone else's day. Like I get filled up by serving. Yeah.
This was incredible. I have not felt this surrounded by love in a very, very, very long time.
I like being here, and just being part of this world is unique. And good people are like you guys who come out and share your story.
Yeah.
And I feel special to be around people like you guys.
New friends!
Wait, I have to get everyone's Instagram. I'm sorry.
Yes.